Yo, good morning, guys. It's Friday the 3rd, getting ready to go into a Labor Day weekend. So just know that Monday, Labor Day, holiday, I always mess that up. I usually get up and start working. So just know that none of my team will be reachable. You can drop all the emails you want, text, that kind of stuff. We can get back into it on Tuesday, but you won't hear from us on Monday. Well, there may be some. There are some that are workaholics, if you will, on my team. So ultimately, where we're going into right now, we got the jobs report came out today, and there was an anticipation of over 700,000 jobs to be created. That was what was expected. But just over 200 is actually what hit the wire, which is way under what was anticipated. So what does that do for us, right? Well, typically, that'd be something that we would think that the mortgage-backed securities would just jump at as a result of. You'd have this massive improvement in the market. In fact, let me just kind of show you what we've got here. But we didn't experience that. You didn't see that big, massive move up. This is the 3.5, which I'm going to look at a little bit closer than anything else right now. When I see this, we saw that it opened at the right where our support was, and then literally went below support, and that's where it's at right now. But it has found the support at the lower point, and it's still kind of waffling in this spot. We want to go into show the 4.0. Look at the 4.0 opened way up. A lot of money flew into the 4.0 right around the open, but it dropped and declined right down to the trend lines, actually just under the, you see here, right where they're all consolidating right there at support. So kind of interesting to look at. And we wonder why that might be the case. Why is it that we're seeing that, this kind of a reaction when you're having that kind of a negative jobs report? Well, the reason being is because we have massive wage-based inflation. And why do we have that? We got a lot less jobs that have hit. You would think that there'd be some sort of, since there's more people available for work than there is jobs, you think that might help the wage situation. But we also remember how many people are not working because they're getting paid more to not work, right? That's going to end fairly soon. Now, as a result of that, we're probably going to see some of this change in the near future. I can't say for certain. We're in territory we've never been down before, and there's going to be consequences to some of the places that we're going right now as a society and as an economy. I don't know what those consequences are going to be. There's a lot of scream of bubbles. I can't speak to what that is because I don't have the experience to say that it is. I got coming up on 24 years experience in my industry, and all that 24 years of experience has done for me is told me I don't know nothing about what's happening right now. Because everything that we're experiencing is fairly new. There's a lot of stuff that's being done that's usage of old tools, but in a new environment. I have no idea how that's going to shake out. But what I do believe is going to happen at some point, we might see some of that wage situation change a little bit, but we still also have just huge inflation coming, so it may or may not happen that way. But that wage-based inflation, that increase in some of the costs of what they have to try and get more people to work because of the fact that they don't want to work, is what is wearing on us right now as far as the bonds are concerned. So we're not seeing that money flowing in that we think that we would because of that inflation. Inflation is the enemy of bonds. We know that because I preach. Lock in long-term loans, pay it with the US dollar because it's declining with inflation, right? So people who are putting their money in bonds are not making the return that they should, but they also don't realize how much of a return they're actually not getting, which is kind of a benefit for those of us in the real estate investment world. The other thing is the Fed. Right? So they're expecting the 700,000+ jobs. They've been talking about tapering sooner rather than later. Well, now, when you see what's going on in the job report, fewer jobs being created, that taper may be kicked down the road a little bit. So it's things to think about, but ultimately for me, it's stay with what I'm looking at right now. Where are my feet at? What am I working on? How can I go about making a good decision today about my business, about my finances? And then also, how can those decisions affect other people for the benefit? We're all landlords here, right? We've got this moratorium, or we've had this moratorium on evictions. Think about that. Don't just go in the callous and start throwing people out just because. Know the story, understand the background of it, make a good decision for the individuals, but make a plan too. Don't just give them the free reins. Just say, okay, you're having a hard time. I sucked as an actual landlord, a direct landlord, collecting at one point because I would take a story over a check. It's not how it works anymore, guys. I held people accountable. You need to hold people accountable. Make sure that there is an out for both of you on that, but also be compassionate to other people. It goes a hell of a long way. Appreciate you.